Have you taken your medicine?
Not yet.
Good girl. I have an important board meeting today. I'll be back for dinner with you tonight.
My name is Ella Montes. 3 years ago, I was New York's youngest antique jewelry restorer. Now, I'm just a patient. The diagnosis reads, ataxic hysteria. My husband Mark claimed I suffered lead poisoning while restoring an 18th century diamond crown, which triggered my mental issues. I took the pills every day, and I even started to think I really was ill. Until that night.
The auction is in 3 days. Have all the mortgage procedures for the Montes collection been completed? Dr. Hill's medicine works wonders. She can't even remember which jewels she has restored.
Ella, why are you out here? Go back and rest. I'll clean this up.
Why are you out here? Go back and rest. I'll clean this up. He said she can't remember a thing. Little did he know that was the very first thing I remembered. Prescription drug side effect. Symptoms all match perfectly. Conclusion: my illness was never an illness at all. I didn't scream, didn't cry, didn't rush into the bedroom to confront anyone. The auction is in 3 days. I'm going to expose the truth to everyone. Day 3 off the meds. Memories suppressed by those pills are flooding back like a tide. Every antique I repaired, every detail, every signature. Father gave me this detailed list of the antiques before he died. Not the trust. After my mother died, Marx said the studio had bad yin energy and would affect my mental state. He had it sealed. The key was always with me. He thought I'd forgotten this studio, like he thought I'd forgotten everything. This list will become his noose. That's exactly where I engraved my signature 15 years ago. It's there. It's been here all along, waiting to be seen. Professor Hairsman, this is Ella Montes. I need your help. There's a problem with the provenance of some antiques at the Winfield auction 3 days from now.
I've been waiting for this call, Ella. Tell me the time and place.
Ella, why aren't you asleep yet?
I made a decision. I want to go to the auction. I restored some of those antiques. I want to see them sold.
You're finally willing to go out. That's wonderful. I've always said socializing would help you recover.
This hug, exactly like every hug he's given me over the years. The right temperature, the right pressure, the right duration, always 7 seconds. I used to think it was affection. Now I know it's precision.
The day after tomorrow, I'll pick out your outfit. You'll be the most beautiful woman in the auction hall, just like our wedding day.
The Restorer's UV pen can evade the auction house security. It looks just like an ordinary pen. Tomorrow, everyone will witness a spectacular show. I've played a supporting role for years. It's time to step into the spotlight.
You look radiant. I knew this dress would suit you perfectly. Remember to eat this during the auction intermission. The venue is crowded with bright lights, which may get on your nerves.
Got it. I'll remember.
Relax. I'm here. Everything will go just as we rehearsed.
Right. You're here. That's exactly why I have to be extra careful. I've already finished acting out the script you wrote.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Winfield Family Autumn Auction. Ladies and gentlemen, now for our grand finale. Queen Victoria's sapphire brooch. The starting bid is 1.2 million US dollars.
I'll raise my paddle when this lot comes up. This sapphire brooch was your father's most treasured possession. I want it to stay with the Winfield family, to stay with you.
$2,600,000 going once. $2,600,000 going twice.
Ella, what's wrong? Sit down.
This is my signature. Every antique restored by me from the Montes family bears this signature. And this very signature can be found on the Winfield family's remortgage list.
Ela, you're having an episode. Your condition has been unstable lately. Sit down. Right now.
I'm not having an episode, Mark. I've never been more lucid in my life.
My wife has had a medical episode. Please take her away from the scene.
Are you sure you want to take me away, Mark? I have years of medical records proving that you have been using excessive medication to control my mind. I also possess all the mortgage contracts of the Winfield family which show that you have put my antiques up as collateral. Besides, Professor Herman can verify the Minya signatures on every auction item on the Sictus.
You voluntarily entrusted those antiques. The medicine was also prescribed by Dr. Hill. None of this has anything to do with me.
This is the treatment agreement you signed personally, which states maintenance treatment with high-dose medication. Your signature is clearly visible.
Dear friends from the media, please stay calm. This is just a misunderstanding. Miss Mond and her husband have some private disputes which are not appropriate to discuss here.
Ms. Montez, this is Kate Morrison from the Arts Investigation Team of Metro Daily. You accused your husband of drugging you. What evidence do you have? Years of lies. Every pill, every document, every forged signature have all been compressed by me into a tiny cloud drive folder. It takes up less than 200 megabytes, even smaller than a high-definition photo.
You'll regret it, Ella.
You'll regret it, Ella.
I've regretted it for all these years. Enough.
Mr. Winfield, you need to come with us.
Let's go.
Thank you.
You're still the student who would argue with me for 2 hours. I have never doubted you.
It feels like I've spent my entire life trapped within the boundaries set by others. My life was prearranged, right and wrong were defined for me, and I was conditioned to be gentle and sensible. Everyone told me I ought to seek stability, to compromise, and to become the person everyone expected me to be. Under the guise of protecting me, they restricted my steps and chose every path for me. For so many years, this is the first time. No one has held my arm. No one has gently told me where to go.
Mrs. Montez, I know you're home. You've misunderstood the treatment plan. High-dose loading therapy is standard in neurology. Control symptoms fast, then taper. I can send all the clinical literature.
Shall I send the recordings to your medical board? He'll be back. They all will. But this time, I hold the key. I pieced years of fragments into a complete picture. Every page marked with dates, signatures, and its link to Dr. Hill's prescriptions. The last page of this file has only one sentence. I'm not here for revenge. I'm here to take myself back.
The Metropolitan Museum announces suspension of all partnerships with the Winfield family, pending investigation into their financial fraud case. They call it the Gilded Cage incident. They say a bird locked up for years pecked its way out. What they don't know? The bird never forgot how to fly. It was just waiting for the wind.
Miss Ela Montes? My name is Emily Chin. My mother was Dr. Hill's patient. For 2 years. She was on the same drugs, same dosage. Her atomia is irreversible now. She's in a wheelchair. She doesn't recognize my face.
Do you still have all her medical records? Make 3 copies, 1 in your fireproof safe, 1 to a trusted relative, 1 in a bank vault. Never keep them in one place. Seven. At least 7 families, trapped in the same cage without even knowing it. The bird never forgets how to fly. It just needs to know the door is open.
Ella, let's talk this through properly. You know I didn't do all this just for myself.
Not just for yourself, then for whom?
The Winfield family's finances are far worse than you think. It started going downhill in my father's generation. By the time I took over, there was barely any working capital left. The Montes family antiques were my only lifeline. I only borrowed them for a while. Once I got my cash flow scattered, I was going to return everything. I never meant to keep them forever. I am worried about you. Your mental state was
My
already...
mental state was perfectly fine. You and Dr. Hill worked together to make me unstable. I looked at him, and a thought crossed my mind. Maybe it was true, that he didn't do it all for himself. But it changed nothing. Harm is harm. It doesn't hurt less just because the motive is complicated. This is the settlement agreement drafted by my lawyer, Aaron Foster. The terms are clear. You will return all antiques belonging to the Montes family, pay me the restoration fees I am owed from all these years, and cancel all loan contracts signed in my name. In exchange, I will not pursue criminal charges against you.
What if I refuse to sign?
Then we will see each other in court. But I knew the tremor wasn't from fear. It was from rage. He was furious that a bird he'd kept caged for years had opened the door and escaped on its own.
The Winfield family will not fall. A legacy of 120 years cannot be shaken by a few sheets of paper.
I know. I never intended to shake the foundation of the Winfield family. What I intended to shake was your arrogance, your belief that you could control other people's lives as you pleased. He signed. I thought this moment would bring relief, or the rush of finally letting my anger out, but there was nothing. Only exhaustion. The kind of exhaustion you feel after holding your breath underwater for years, finally surfacing, and collapsing on the shore gasping for air. He signed. I thought this moment would bring relief, or the rush of finally letting my anger out, but there was nothing. Only exhaustion. The kind of exhaustion you feel after holding your breath underwater for years, finally surfacing, and collapsing on the shore gasping for air. This studio was locked up for years. Mark said it had a dark, unwelcome energy. I used to believe him. Now I know it was just shut away for too long. Just like me. I'm finally back. Not to this house, but to myself. Returning the antiques took a long time. The Winfield family's legal team was extremely thorough. Every piece went through third-party appraisal, court confirmation, and insurance transfer. When the brooch was returned, there was a new scratch on the back. Not my signature. It was made by a metal clip during the auction house emergency removal. I looked at it and decided not to cover it up.
Why not repair the scratch?
It's its new scar. Just like me. One more mark, but still whole.
Your father would be proud of you if he were here.
This time it wasn't from grief. It was from being seen.
Mrs. Montes, my mom, today she said my name for the first time. Just one word, Xiao Li. Then she forgot again. But for those few seconds, she knew me.
Dr. Hill had his license revoked, but no punishment can return the stolen years to me, to Emily's mother, or to those 7 families. When I escaped, I simply pushed the cage door open a little wider. But once it's open, it can never be shut completely. More people will see the gap.
Today's guest lecturer was once my most outstanding student. Later, she left academia and entered the field of antique jewelry restoration. After that, she went through some things. You may have read about them in the news. Now she's back. Everyone, please welcome Ella Montes.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you, everyone. Today, I'm not only here to teach you how to restore jewelry, I also want to teach you something else. How to recognize those who try to define your life. Jewelry doesn't lie. A crack is a crack, a scratch is a scratch, oxidation is oxidation. People disguise themselves, they lie, they use gentle voices to tell you you are sick, you are weak, you remember wrong, you're too sensitive. But jewelry doesn't. Every mark on it is real evidence. On the back of this brooch is an inscription, etched 15 years ago, invisible to the naked eye, but under UV light it appears. In your life, you'll encounter many things invisible to the eye. Someone will tell you they don't exist because it's inconvenient for them to exist. Your job is to be the one who turns on the UV light. On the left, damage caused by time. On the right, damage inflicted by human hands. Their restoration follows entirely different technical paths. But my point isn't about technique. Ms. Montes, which is harder, restoring an antique deliberately destroyed or restoring one eroded by time? What's damaged by time can be restored with skill. Time is cruel, yes, but it has no intent. It doesn't lie. But what's deliberately destroyed, that requires healing the human heart first. Healing the heart of the one who swung the hammer, or the heart of the one shattered and left unable to trust anyone again. And healing hearts. I'm still learning. Maybe I'll spend my whole life at it.
It's just like your father's old workshop back in Boston.
It's not imitation, Professor. It's legacy. I left 2 meters between each restoration station, not for privacy, so restorers can step back whenever they hit a roadblock. No ribbon cutting? No press? No videos for your account with millions of followers? No ribbon cutting, no press, no videos. If my father were still here, would he tell me, Ella, you've finally come home? Or Ella, you never left at all? I have no idea. But I think he'd be proud of me. Just a student violin? Plywood body, machine-cut bridge, used to restore pieces like the Cartier Panther brooch. A brand new one online only costs a few $100. The value of restoration isn't about how expensive something is, Julie. It's about what it means to its owner. This belongs to a high school kid who's played violin for 12 years. His graduation recital is next month. His grandpa gave him this violin when he was 9. When it broke, a big part of his world broke too. My job isn't to decide if it's worth fixing, it's to put that broken piece back together. You've changed a lot. I haven't changed. I've just woken up.
37 pieces in total. These were my grandmother's dowry. During World War II, she fled with them. The ship she took sank in the Mediterranean. She survived on a lifeboat, but these silverwares lay on the sea for decades. A salvage team found the wreckage a few years ago. That's my grandmother's handwriting. Her name is Eleanor, Eleanor. I don't need these silverwares to look brand new, nor do I need them to work again. I just want people to be able to read her name.
I'll give it a try. It may take quite a while.
That day, I finally understood what restoration truly means. It's not about making old things look new, nor about erasing all the damage. It's about keeping the people behind these treasures from being forgotten.
Please take the oath.
I swear I will tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Ms. Montes, did the Winfield family take over your family's antique jewelry under the name of Asset Trusteeship?
Yes.
Did you agree to let them use these antiques for the Winfield family's business?
No. I was told these items would be kept safely, never moved or sold.
Were you unknowingly given heavy-dose medication by Dr. Hill for many years?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
The defense waives cross-examination.
You doing all right?
I'm fine. He's no longer my problem.
Mark wasn't charged with any crimes. Still, he lost his place in the Winfield family, kicked out of every board he once sat on, cast aside from the circle he'd spent half his life building. News also said his wife was getting a divorce. The man who once held all the power now just stares at the walls in a small rental apartment in Manhattan every single day.
That news, you saw it? I saw it. Are you okay? I'm fine, because it doesn't belong to me anymore. Who sent it? What are you going to do? Restore it? Fix anything that needs fixing, then donate it to the Museum of Fine Arts, Boston. Place it in the same case as the other one. Let them be what they were meant to be, not evidence of our tangled history. 2 brochets, finally in the same case. Separated for 120 years, across 2 continents. Through war, shipwreck, deception, and court. They're together again, and I can finally stop thinking about them. Not because I forgive, but because they've found their place. Their belonging is not in my safe, it's in this case. Just like my belonging is not in a cage. It's at the restoration table. What's the difference between those 2 brochets? One has a scratch, one doesn't. Which one is more valuable? Restoration isn't about value, it's about being remembered. The restorer's signature is on every piece she ever touched, not to leave a name, to tell the next person that this object was treated with care. The owner of this piece said Grandma's name. Her grand alive. Professor Herman died soon after sending the album. His daughter said he sorted these photos before passing away, calling it his last restoration for me, to heal my self-perception. Grandpa loved magnifying glass most over books and trophies. It stayed with him 53 years and examined countless antiques. In his old age, Grandpa used the magnifier to view Montes' restored art photo. Young Professor Herman used this magnifier to teach me to identify engravings on 17th century silverware. I didn't get why he told me this back then as a restoration student, but I do now. Is there something special about today? Nothing. It's only the beginning. Professor Herman was right. My hands are steadier than my father's ever was, because I'm no longer afraid. No longer afraid of making mistakes. No longer afraid of loneliness. No longer afraid of being forgotten. because I know every piece I restore will remember me. Not as the young lady of the Winfield family, just as Ella Montes.